I'm Kev.
And I'm Steve.
And we're from the internet.
Want an extra episode of We're From The Internet every week? Head over to we'refromtheinternet.com/bonus to get an exclusive weekly bonus episode 100% free.
What's the longest you've gone without sleep?
It was when we did our 24-hour podcast, I think.
Really? Is that all? It's 24 hours?
Well, no, because I was awake from 7 o'clock that morning. We planned that in the stupidest way ever. Who starts 24-hour podcast at 9 o'clock at night when you've already been up? You're basically ready to go to bed anyway, and then you decide, right, from this point on, I'm up for 24 hours. I've already done all day. I'm doing 24 hours from here. So I was up from like 7 in the morning, and then I didn't go to bed until maybe 10 o'clock the following night. So what's that? That's 24... 38 hours, I think that's my record. And it broke me. I
never really thought about that. I must have done the similar. I probably didn't get up at 7 in the morning because that's ludicrous. But
well, it's just normal getting up time
must have got
for
up at like 10.
Adult human.
But
yeah, I think I don't know. Why do people want to stay up a long time? 38 hours seems plenty. And
if I could get rid of sleep altogether, I would. I think it's a waste of time.
Well, you can do it every weekend. You managed it once. Just don't sleep at the weekend.
But then I'd be really, really ill at work every time.
Would you though? Because I didn't sleep until the following evening. I went to bed at like 10 o'clock, an hour after we finished the show, and I got up at normal time the next day. I didn't ever gain that sleep back. I just missed sleeping for a night, and I didn't feel any the worse for it.
Interesting.
I reckon I could just cut out a night's sleep every weekend.
That'd be great. I'd get way more done.
But the night time was horrible. It was weird. It was like my body shut down overnight anyway, and we were all really struggling overnight. Once the sun came up and we had our bacon sandwiches for breakfast, and once it was daytime again, it was just like, yeah, didn't get much sleep last night, but it's the daytime now. I'm fine again now.
I think that's why we did it that way round anyway, because we couldn't have the home stretch being in the dark.
Well, it had got dark again by the time we finished.
Yeah,
it was in December. Yeah. It had been dark for 5 hours by the time we went off
But
air.
if we'd have started at 7 in the morning, got through to bedtime, we'd all been going, oh, I'm off to bed now. And it would have been hard to stay up that extra 6 hours or whatever. I've got worse and worse at staying up late over the years. I used to be able to, me and my mates used to meet up and play, we try and play Final Fantasy VII from start to finish without sleep. And I'd always
without a toilet break.
And I'd always be the first to fall asleep after about a day and a bit.
See, I never did anything like that. I've never really considered staying up all night as a thing I want to do.
Well, it wasn't really staying up that was the issue, though. It was more trying to get that game done in one go. My mate did it. One of my mates did it really quickly, and my other one had to stay up an extra 12 hours. He was slower at the game, which I'd phoned it in after. I'd done a day's work and did it for 24 hours.
And then you watch the end on YouTube, as usual.
I've already seen the end loads of times. I've completed that game hundreds of times. But
watching it on YouTube is not completing it.
But yeah, now I can't stay up late at all. I was watching a film the other day and started falling asleep near the end. I always fall asleep near the end of films now. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, grown-ups do that. That's what being an adult
Why?
is.
We need to be awake more now.
Why?
I didn't need to be awake as a teenager. Now I need all the time there
but
is.
You probably are awake more now. You're just awake at human hours. Back when you're a teenager and you're up until 3 in the morning thinking, oh, I don't sleep much, and then you sleep until 3 o'clock the next afternoon. That's 12 hours sleep. You don't ever get 12 hours sleep now if you're a normal human.
Lucky if I did.
So you sleep far less now than you did when you were a teenager. You just sleep in a more sensible arrangement.
You say that, I fall asleep all the time. I went for an ultrasound earlier and I fell asleep on the ultrasound table just because they rolled me onto my side and then I dozed off.
You were a bear.
I said to the woman, I was like, my God, you only rolled me onto my side, and then I just dozed off, and then she was like rolling on the other side, and I was still awake enough that I rolled over. I said to her, cool, I was gone then. You hadn't have said anything. But
she probably just left you there.
Probably.
You know it's Wednesday, don't you?
Yeah. But I'm terrible. You know, I was sleeping through our podcast the other day while I was talking. I was asleep in a meeting while writing notes and
perhaps
listening
you should
and
try
talking.
Sleeping at night when normal people do.
I'm sleeping loads, but my tablet's making me tired is the issue, I think. But,
well, just drink more. Drink loads, go to bed early. Then during the day, drink loads of coffee. You'll be sorted. That's the key to success, coffee. Good 10 or 12 cups of coffee a day.
Is that how many you have?
No, I don't dare count.
Probably on about 5.
Let's work out. I have one when I get up, I have one when I get to work, and I have one that I take down to my classroom, so that's 3. Then I have another one after that lesson, so that's 4. and probably a couple more over the morning. One after lunch, one after I finish teaching for the day, one after I've had dinner at night, and then maybe one about 9 o'clock if I'm starting to feel a little bit sleepy in the evening. So I'd say I average about 10 cups a day during the workday. I have far less at the weekend, but it's just, I like the taste of it. So when I'm at work,
I missed it today because I wasn't allowed it for this scan, and I was just...
I drink tea at home during the window, obviously, but I don't drink tea at work because we have those little weird milk things like you get in hotels, the little things of UHT milk. It tastes horrible.
It's supposed to stop you. The chemical that makes you tired, it just eliminates it, doesn't it? Caffeine. Surely they could just make a caffeine tab that just sits in your head.
It's called Pro Plus.
Can't they just remove that chemical producer? We never get. That's where the proteins build up in our brains and kill us.
Is that what sleep does? It gets protein out of your brain. Mm-hmm. So if we just all became vegetarian, we could stay awake forever.
Yes, maybe.
Is that how it works?
You never know.
Do vegetarians sleep? You know a vegetarian. Does she sleep?
She sleeps way less than I do. When my son was a newborn, I didn't get up at all because I just started a new job. No, she told me not to. I was just starting teaching.
Yeah, they all tell you not to. You're supposed to ignore them and get up anyway.
She was like, you can't because you've got to do well at your job, so I'll just get up. And yeah.
And then did she say, I wish I hadn't gone for that when you left that job? Like, you leave all the jobs when you gave up being a barman on that cruise liner or whatever it is you were doing at the time. When you stopped working at the zoo.
The ship crashed. The animals escaped.
Yeah, you shouldn't have taken them on the bloody boat. That was where you went wrong.
Zookeeper, that's the one I need to go back to.
What, you'd like to be a zookeeper?
That'd be fun.
Do zookeepers sleep? Have you seen that film, I Bought a Zoo, or We Bought a Zoo, whatever it is, with Matt Damon in? And it's the weirdest film I've ever seen. It's got him and it's got, what's her face, Black Widow in, whatever her name is, Scarlett Johansson. And she's working at a zoo already, and he just buys it. That's the story. There doesn't seem to be anything to it.
What could go wrong? I mean, it's a zoo. They're all in their cages. They just buy the animals. So he's just watching him procure animals.
Pretty much a tiger died. And then it was a zoo.
Did they sleep much in it?
I didn't notice him sleeping.
Jack Bauer never sleeps, does he?
Well, he has one day a year where he doesn't sleep. I reckon he's probably like Father Christmas. He sleeps most of the rest of the time and then has one day when he's working hard.
But that day is horrible. He doesn't sleep, go to the toilet or anything.
The ridiculous thing as well is because for like the last 5 years, he's not even worked for CTU anymore. So he's basically a retired gentleman minding his own business. He gets dragged back into this. Does he get paid for these 24 hours? He's not on the payroll anymore. Is he presenting the right documentation? Is he paying tax for this 24 hours?
I think he just gets attacked once a year, doesn't he? It's not
It's always on the same day, though, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah, it always happens sort of late September. Someone attacks him.
And then, I see, yeah.
I just sleep all through September if you Jack Bauer. That's a trick to it.
Maybe that's the problem. Maybe he's at work and then the second he disappears briefly, they all think, oh, he's up to no good again and try and attack him.
He's not at work, though. He hasn't worked there for years. He's a retired gentleman. He's in the park feeding the pigeons or whatever old people do.
I wish I could sleep.
Yeah, wheeling his little trolley around with his carrier bags in, because they're always full of carrier bags. There's nothing in them. They're just scrunched up carrier bags. This one I got from Morrison's in 1984.
Did they have the Morrison's in America?
He's not in. The last one was in London.
Mm-hmm. Would you like to be an insomniac?
So I often think I would.
Briefly. I don't think I'd be able to do it for years. I'm not hardcore.
People really struggle with it. It sends them crazy, doesn't it? But I do always think it would be quite handy just to only be able to sleep for a couple of hours a night. I would have read through these Song of Ice and Fire books a lot bloody quicker. I'd play more games. I'd get more writing done. If I could stay sane and be an insomniac, that'd be brilliant. Margaret Thatcher apparently only slept 2 hours a night, and she was perfectly sane.
No, I heard that, and I tried to emulate her. Shutting down mines and upsetting people, but it didn't work.
Didn't keep you up at night.
No.
Want to support the show? Do all your Amazon shopping through we'refromtheinternet.com/Amazon, and it doesn't cost you anything extra, but we get a little kickback on everything you buy.